So in this video, we are going to discuss about the collision theory of chemical reactions. Collision theory of chemical reaction. See, what this theory states that the reactant, they are hard spheres. Okay, this theory assumes reactants to be the hard spheres, and those hard spheres, they undergo collisions. And while they are undergoing collisions, they exchange their energies and they form new bonds of the products. Okay, this is the postulate of this theory, that this theory assumes reactants as hard spheres. Assume reactants as hard spheres. Okay, so it means that it is saying that the reactants, they undergo a number of collisions, and those collisions, they are responsible for the formation of products, for the formation of new bonds. This theory states that reactant molecules undergo collisions that result in formation of new bonds. Those collisions, those striking of molecules with each other, okay, results in the formation of the new bonds, means a new product is formed. Okay, now every collision which is happening, that might be sufficient or might not be for the formation of new bonds or for the formation of new reactants. Okay, so those specific collisions which are that strong, which result in the formation of the products, those collisions are termed as effective collisions. Okay, those collisions which are actually responsible for formation of products. Okay, those collisions which are actually responsible for formation of products means those collisions, they are sufficient or they are hard enough that the new products, they are formed, the formation of new bonds happen. Those collisions, they are termed as effective collisions. Okay, they are called as effective collisions. Okay, now in this, the rate which is given for this reaction, that is ZE minus EA upon RT. Okay, now in this, Z is the Arrhenius factor, okay, that we will discuss in the next video. Here EA is the activation energy. EA is activation energy, and R is the gas constant, and T is that temperature at which these collisions, they are happening. Okay, now as we just discussed, that those specific collisions which are actually responsible for the formation of products, they are termed as effective collisions. So the effective collision factor is also needs to be included in this formula while calculating the rate of the reactions. Okay, so that factor is called as effective collision factor. This effective collision factor is also called as probability factor and steric factor. Probability factor or steric factor, and it is denoted with P, capital P. Okay, so now the new rate in which, according to the collision theory, okay, that is PZ minus EA upon RT. Here P is this probability factor, which represents that these are those actual collisions. Okay, these are the specific collisions which are happening and are responsible for the formation of the product. Okay, Now, along with that, this theory also says that when these collisions happen, then there happens that can happen only if the molecules they are properly oriented. Okay, those effective collisions they will also be only effective if the orientation of molecule that is good or that is according to the requirement so that the products they can form the bond. Okay, so proper orientation of molecules must be there. Okay, the molecules they must be properly oriented. Proper orientation, this point has to be included because this is very important. Okay, and there happens formation of intermediate. An intermediate is formed in these collisions, okay, which is unstable and transient and leads to the formation of the products. Okay, so in this theory, there are mainly 3 points that we have discussed. Firstly, the effective collisions which are happening, okay, and they will alter the rate as by adding a p factor, okay, capital P, which is the probability factor, steric factor, or effective collision factor. And we have discussed that the orientation of molecules that must be proper for the proper attack, okay, because when they will be colliding, then the orientation of this specific molecule that must be proper so that this another reactant molecule it collides with it, okay, and there happens formation of intermediate. In this an intermediate is formed which further leads to the formation of the product.